This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by HostGator. Hey, what is going on, everybody, and welcome to Ask the Buffalo, Techno Buffalo on Revision 3. I'm Noah Kravitz, sitting in one more time for Jon Rettinger, who is on his way back from Europe, over there gallivanting and, well, working hard, but gallivanting a little bit, I hope, covering IFA, the big consumer electronics show over in Berlin, Germany, with some of the other Rev 3 folks. Hopefully, you caught John's YouTube live show with Soldier Knows Best and Callie from GeekBeat TV. If not, check that out for sure, and looking forward to doing some more of those things with the other Rev 3 folks. It's nice to be in the family. Anyway, John on his way back to the United States, so he will be back for Ask the Buffalo next week, so far as I know. But in the meantime, I've been having fun sitting in, so thanks for having me. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, who les be, who wants to know, hi Noah, can you tell me what the best pair of headphones are for around $60 to $80? Good question. I'm a music fan. I'm a drummer, or back in a previous life I was a drummer. No, I still am. I just don't play as much as I used to. Got to get back to that. But I listen to music all the time. I use earphones all the time, also for work, for editing video on the go, that kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of in-the-ear type earphones, or canal phones as they're called. And this is one of my favorite pairs. This is from a company called Etymotics, Etymotic Research. And it's actually funny, I was turned on to Etymotics years and years ago. I was in a bookstore in New York City, in Brooklyn, where I used to live, and I was at the checkout counter paying for whatever I was buying, and I had my headphones, I guess I had my headphones like around my neck or something, and the guy behind the counter checked me out and was like, are those the Eddies? You gotta get the Eddies, man. The Eddies are where it's at. And I was like, what's the Eddies? Eddies, Etymotic Research. I love the Etymotics. This is a pair from their new line. These are the HF3s, which are a little more expensive, but they're in the ear type. They go right in your ear like that. And they have a couple different types of ear tips you can use, but you get a nice seal. So you get lots of noise reduction. You have to be careful if you're using them in public. You know, if you're out walking around, you never want to use these things driving, but out walking around or something, you know, because they block out a lot of the outside noise naturally. But it's great because you can focus on the sound. They're great for airplane travel, commuting on the train, that kind of stuff. And they sound fantastic. These are a little more expensive, but they have some new lines that are compatible with Android as well as BlackBerry and iPhone smartphones. And then their older ones, the ER6 and ER6i. These are a couple years old, but if you can find them online, and you can still, they're fantastic. You can get them in that $60 range you were talking about. Great sound. I like them because they're a very kind of even sound curve. They're not like the super pumped up bass, although I believe it's the 6i has a little bit of extra bass if you want that. But again, a couple of years older, but I think a great value in that $60 to $80 price range you're talking about. Also, Klipsch, the Klipsch Image i4, I believe it is, came out last year, a little more towards the $80 range, but also really good sound, a little bit of a different fit. Also compatible with smartphones, really nice pair of earphones. And then if you want the old style, or yeah, well, they're old, but they're still current, the cans, you know, the ones that go over your ears. I'm not as up on what's current, but I do know I have an old pair of Sennheisers that I still use, I still really like. Sennheisers make some good bang for your buck ones, even cheaper than that $60 price point you were talking about. Mine were like $30 or something. Lots of people swear by Sony's. AKG makes some great ones as well. Audio-Technica makes some really good ones, but I've had good luck with Sennheisers for whatever that's worth. But lots of great companies making good quality earphones, and you can definitely get something good in that $60 to $80 price range. Myself, I like the Etymotics, and for over the ears, I like doing that. I like the Sennheisers. M. Simon wants to know, what are your thoughts on an HTC music player with Beats Audio? So you know, HTC bought a majority stake in Beats Audio not too long ago, and just after that, HP announced they were getting out of the WebOS hardware game, although maybe they're back in it. I can't keep up with that. Anyway, but HTC bought majority stake in Beats Audio, a huge deal, and talked about how they're going to incorporate Beats Audio in their upcoming devices. So we already have a couple of reports, a couple of rumors going around about what might be the first two HTC phones. Now we're talking about phones, not music players, but phones to incorporate Beats Audio. One might be a special edition of the Sensation 4G, which is a phone that in the US is right now available on T-Mobile, and the other would be a new phone that's going under the code name Runnymede. Both of these would come packaged with a pair of Beats Audio headphones, probably the Solo, which are the cans type, as well as having some kind of Beats Audio technology in the phone itself. As for an actual music player and not a phone, so kind of like an iPod Touch, the original question actually referenced, you know, like an iPod Touch. That's an interesting question, because at the same time we saw Samsung has some Android-based, they're called Galaxy Wi-Fi, and they're not phones, they're kind of like the Galaxy S line of phones, but without the phone capability. So they're, you know, Wi-Fi only, more like an iPod Touch. Sony just showed off a prototype of an Android-based Walkman. Again, no phone. They already have Walkman phones. You know, their Xperia line that incorporates Walkman technology along with the cell phone technology running on Android. They just showed off a prototype, I believe over at IFA, a prototype of an Android-based Walkman device. Remains to be seen. HostGator can get your blog or website up and running in just minutes. With plans starting at just $3.96 per month, you get 24/7 support and access to website building tools with over 4,000 templates. They'll even migrate your current site for free. HostGator servers are 130% powered by wind energy. You get a 45-day money-back guarantee and $100 worth of Google AdWords credit to help market your site. For Revision 3 viewers, HostGator is offering 25% off your order or your first month free. Just go to www.hostgator.com, that's www.hostgator, HOSTGATOR.com, and enter the code TECHNOBUFFALO at checkout. All right, our last question comes to us from Alloy Zero. Alloy Zero wants to know, what do you think the next stop is for Apple? HD TVs? Something else? Lots of rumors flying around, and I actually covered this a little bit in Rumor Roundup that aired last Friday, about Apple getting into the TV business full force. They've got the Apple TV product in its second generation, the little set-top box. They're still referring to it as a hobby. They put out that first-gen box, didn't do all that well. The second generation, it's smaller, it's cheaper, it doesn't have a hard drive. It's done much better for them. And rumors flying around that they've been working on an actual HD TV with basically Apple TV functionality baked into it, but more sophisticated, more powerful functionality than what's currently available, and that they've also been working for a while on trying to get the TV studios, the networks, the distribution partners, everybody on board with a subscription-based TV plan. Basically, they want to do to the TV industry what they've already done or helped do to the music industry, which is just disrupt the heck out of it. All right, that does it for this week's edition of Ask the Buffalo. Again, thank you to everybody for submitting your questions. You can submit them over on the website. You can do it via Twitter. Just use the hashtag AskTheB, AskTheb for Buffalo. Next week, John will be back, and like I said, John Q, What's the Apps, and me back on Rumor Roundup again. But thanks for letting me sit in. I like this show. It's kind of fun to do. Thanks again to our friends at HostGator for sponsoring us. Thanks to Rev3 for having us. Thanks to all of you for watching. And till next time, happy Labor Day if you're in the U.S. or not. Hope you're well. Be safe. And keep those questions coming to Ask the Bee. Till next time, my name's Noah Kravitz. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.